Just finished watching the Good Doctor season finale, and it was a lot more than I expected. I would say probably the best episode the show has ever had by a long shot. It's not been a show for me that has really had me emotionally invested. But today was a different story. Just every single little storyline had me pulled right in, whether it was Shaun and Vera trapped underneath the brewery, Park and Casey sharing Casey's last moments inside the brewery, even Dr. Andrews and Morgan talking about her hands and what she did with the surgery, and then of course Dr. Melendez finding out that he was not going to make it, and his last moments with Dr. Lim, Claire, and Dr. Glassman was was just very emotional and not something I'm used to from the Good Doctor. And I will admit that at times there was definitely some tears running down my face. I got a little bit of dirt in the old eye. You know how that happens sometimes, and you just can't stop the waterworks. But yeah, let's. I'll at least attempt to get through this all. So we might as well talk about Melendez first. I really was enjoying everything that they've been doing with Melendez, especially the storyline with Melendez and Claire all season long here. And I was really looking forward to seeing more from those two, but I guess that is not going to happen now. I felt like we've seen a lot of growth in his character. I think he's changed and opened up, and for him to be the character that we lost today, it makes me sad thinking about this show moving forward. And on top of losing Melendez, although not as sad, sounds like we probably won't have Park back for next season, since he said that he's moving back home to be with his family at the end of the episode. We might not have Morgan either, since Dr. Andrews told her that she aggravated her hands doing the surgery that she performed after she had surgery on her hands. So it's possible that she's not back for next season, or at least not there for the entire season. And it's going to be a very different feel to the show moving forward. We even have Leah and Shawn together now, and really everything wrapping up on this episode. This felt like a series finale. I did look up before starting to record that The Good Doctor was renewed for a fourth season, so they are coming back, and it is going to be an extremely different dynamic, and who knows what the show looks like next fall or whenever the air date ends up being. Another little area I wanted to talk about was Park and KC. I didn't really touch on it last week. It kind of felt like a story in the background, but it definitely moved everything to the foreground today. It ends up being the catalyst for Park's decision to move back home. And it was really, that was the little storyline that charged all the other emotion for all the other storylines all episode long. And the last moments with Casey, where he thinks that Park is his dad, were pretty brutal, and one of those moments where you could just see that conversation changed everything for Park. And you see him afterwards go outside, phone his family, and say like, I can't be away from you anymore. I got to move back home. And then his last moment is him hearing his son's voice on the phone and then breaking down. I'm still a little emotional here, and this is me having a little bit of break afterwards, and now talking about everything again. So we also had Shaun and Vera, which led to the Shaun and Leah. I will say that I'm not really a fan of Shaun and Leah. Like I get that that's kind of the love story that they wanted, but I really preferred Shaun and Carly, and I guess we now have Shaun and Leah. We'll see how that plays out next season for them actually being together, but I'm not fully on board with that. Uh, I did really like the scenes with Shaun and Vera trapped underneath, with him promising that he's going to get over her and he's going to move on, and then him having to perform that amputation as the water's rising. No anesthetic, a little bit of morphine for her. That's it. She's falling unconscious, going underwater. Shaun's trying to saw her leg off. Woo, ridiculous. And then to end all that with Shaun and Leah coming together. I just it's not the love story that I want out of this show. I really did prefer Shaun and Carly, but now we have Shaun and Leah. I really kind of seemed like she was fading. Leah was fading to the background a little bit, but I'm guessing next season that she is going to be right back in the forefront. So that's probably it for my season finale recap. I was a little all over the map here. This episode really got to me on an emotional level, and I'm still just trying to take it all in. So thank you for bearing with me, and I guess we'll see you next season for more Good Doctor.